Okay. So just a few things. We will keep the, microphones muted. You can post some questions in the chat box. I'll periodically break and check that. It is just me tonight, and I'll go over who else is in the product program team at Girl Scouts, but they are on another meeting we're doing tonight for the service unit level. So we're kind of sharing our, we're splitting up tonight, but normally we are all on together, and I'm sure you'll meet them in future sessions. And again, like I mentioned, I started the recording so I can send this out to the folks who aren't able to join us tonight because of other Girl Scout meetings and things like that. So we just admit a few more people. Okay. So tonight, I'm Rebecca Frazetta. I'm the product program manager at Girl Scouts of Central and Southern New Jersey. Essentially, I oversee the product program department that includes the fall magazine and nut program and our cookie program. I have Gail Harris. She's a full-time product program specialist. And if you did take part in the fall program, she was the primary person who handled that. So you may have seen emails from her or heard of her on M2. And we have our niece Stevenson joining us back. She's our part-time specialist. She worked with us full-time for about 7 years, and she's been part-time during cookies the past few years. She comes back and just helps us out through the cookie program. So in future trainings that we may do, you may see one of them. You can always email one of them as well, and they will help with cookies. You may get an email from them if you submit a case. So just so you're aware of who is on our team. And just a quick agenda tonight. It's really, I just kind of really wanted to give you all a brief overview of the program. This is our first year starting something like this, and just talk a little bit on the key points of our cookie program. And then we'll talk about at the end some next steps, and we can open it up for questions. So the Cookie Rookie program, again, this is a brand new pilot program at Girl Scouts of Central and Southern New Jersey. We're able to go to conventions we are one of 111 Girl Scout councils in the country. And this past June, May or June, when I was at the product program convention, I had met with a few other councils who do a Cookie Rookie program, and it seemed really cool and really interesting. And it was something I really wanted to enact here this year and try it out as a pilot. Um, so basically, I put a little bit of information in the opt-in form, but it's really designed for new Daisy Brownie troops. I did add a few new junior troops who are brand new to Girl Scouts. New troops who have never done a cookie program before, or maybe you were new last year, you were a brand new kindergarten troop, a brand new second grade troop, and you didn't do cookies because it was your first year and, you were just not ready to do them. So this is just a separate program outside of what our service units do. Each of your service units have a cookie manager. They do your individual local training. They handle, help with your local cookie booths and your local delivery and things like that. So this is just an expanded program to reach out to the newer, younger troops who are brand new and just need a little bit more support throughout the program. Most of our service unit cookie managers and cookie booth coordinators are awesome volunteers. Many of them have been doing it for years, so they are great resources to have. Many of them do a separate training for their new troops, but some don't, and that's okay. So this is kind of where I come in with that. So the fun part of this is we will have a really cool, a really cute Cookie Rookie kit. I'm hoping the items are going to ship after Christmas, but I will definitely have them the beginning of January for everybody who's opted in, and we'll put together some kits. Some of the items will be for the troop leaders, but we'll have things in there for the girls in your troop, such as a lanyard with a price listing that's laminated, a button, ask me about my cookie business, pens. We'll have some fun resources for you as the troop leaders, and I'm drawing a blank of what else. So those kits, you filled out the form, we'll have them ready for pickup or email or mail to you. And I'll be in touch with you in early January once I know for sure when they're ready. But in addition to that, it's really just, and we'll talk the end slides. It's just, I'm going to do this intro meeting tonight. And then when we come back in January after the holidays, we'll have some more topic specific training. So there's a lot to the cookie program. It lasts about 8 weeks. So we thought we'll break it down into kind of manageable pieces. And this way you have somebody to connect to, and we can kind of talk about what's happening at that time, if that makes sense. So since many of you are brand new troops, or you're just coming back from year 2, the question is, we always get, well, why participate in the cookie program? First and foremost, the cookie program is much, much more than selling cookies. It is way more than a fundraiser. It is a program. We have shifted the language over the past probably 5 or 6 years from a cookie sale to a cookie program. And that is based on decades of research. Girl Scouts, our national organization, also has something called the Girl Scout Research Institute. And they do research, they do, lots of studies with current Girl Scouts, alumni Girl Scouts, just to look at the overall impact of the Girl Scout program. And their studies have really just found that by, decades of, again, we're going into the 111th year of Girl Scouts. We've been selling cookies a very long time. Research has shown that girls who participate in the cookie program are learning 5 essential skills: goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, business ethics. These 5 skills are embedded in all of our cookie business badges, our family pin. And, it's more than just giving the girls an order card and the families an order card and cookies and saying, go sell, go make money. Because when you follow the badges, when you follow these tips of these 5 skills, the girls are learning these skills. And a lot of the research the alumni had come back on, that they use these skills in their young life, their college life, their young 20s. These are skills that they remember from participating in the cookie program. So when done right, it really is, it's the biggest entrepreneurship program in the country. Some say the world, because we do have the Girl Guides out there, but it really is a program that girls can learn a lot of really important skills that will stick with them for the rest of their life. And it really gets down to as simple as goal setting. That's like the first piece of it, having the girls set a goal on what they want to sell. We have goal posters, and just teaching them early on how these skills work. Again, what I mentioned last year, 2022, GSUSA revamped all of our cookie business badges. So we have brand new badges that have come out, redesigned, updated for the times that we're in. A lot of them incorporate the online selling piece of the cookie program, because many our troops do sell online. The girls share their sales links with their friends and family. So the badges, it was many years in the works, but they finally updated them last year and brought them current to what our girls are really learning now, the level they're at. So and I'll show you at the very end. I'll do a couple quick demos of things, but you can see the badge introductions and GS Learn in the volunteer toolkit. You can pull them offline. So lots of easy ways for the girls, while they're running their cookie business. And even if you participate in such a easy beginning level, you can definitely incorporate these skills in earning these badges. This also started from GSUSA a few years ago. We used to have something called the Cookie Activity Pin. They revamped that and they came out with the Family Entrepreneur Pin. Each level, so girls, if they start at Daisy's, can earn up to 13 pins. As you can see on the screen, they're color coded by their level. So each level has age appropriate activities that the girls can do either as a troop activity together, that you can give them to the parents or caregivers to do. It's activities to do while they're participating in the cookie program. And then it's another piece, the pin goes on the front of their vest because it's an official branded pin. And it's just another fun piece that it gets the families involved, and it can keep girls doing really fun activities that support their cookie business as well. I didn't include this here, but I'll be emailing everybody out. There's a really nice entrepreneurship kind of
No.
progression chart that GSUSA has also came out with. And it's really nice because it shows from like daisies to ambassadors, like where the progression goes with girls as they can do more things. Obviously as daisies and brownies, you have to guide them, you have to help make decisions, and you do a lot of polling, but as the girls get older, they really should be the ones to take the lead on many things. So the progression chart is a really cool resource to kind of look at that and look at the ways girls should be doing more things as they get older. Something we get to, because it can be very overwhelming, is ways to participate. So there's many different ways that troops can participate, and there's no one right way. Basically, the best thing for you to do to participate is what works best for you and your girls and your families. And we'll talk a little bit about having a cookie family meeting and where to get a resource for that. But you can do all of these things. You can do one of these things. It is really up to you. Your girls, and those parents and caregivers best. And it's how you do it in a way that makes it work for you. So the tried and true method is the in-person sales. At GSCSNJ, we are one of 4 New Jersey councils. So we are the only New Jersey council that runs a direct sale. And that means that we have cookies up front. Our cookie program starts January 12th or 13th. I'm drawing a blank because I'm looking at so many dates today. But that day you can place an initial order, which already passed, but girls have cookies up front. They can put them in their wagon. They can take them over to grandma's house, to your neighbor's house. They can go right to booths. They have them to sell. The other 3 New Jersey councils and many other councils in the country, they do what we call an order taking sale. And that's where essentially you have your order card for a certain period. It's usually 2 or 3 weeks. The girls go around to their friends, family, neighbors. They take orders. Some councils ask that they collect money up front. Some councils say you deliver the cookies and collect money, but it's each individual council has their own rules. And then they submit their orders, and then a few weeks later, their orders come in, the girls get it, and they go give out their cookies and collect money, or just give out the cookies. So those are the 2 ways that Girl Scouts runs a cookie sale. Our council, GSCSNJ, runs it as a direct sale. So the tried and true method is in-person sales. Girls can take orders on their order card, fulfill them, as needed. They get more cookies from you, the troop leader or the troop cookie manager. They have them on hand. They can, like you said, you can start your girls off with a set of cookies. They go sell them to their customers, collect money right up front because you're giving them the product right up front. So you want to have payment up front. And then when they need more cookies, they can get them from you. And then at any point you're ready to stop it, say you just want to do it for a few weeks, you do it for a few weeks and then you stop, or you run all the way to the end of the program. Again, that is an individual troop decision. Let's let somebody in. Another way that troops participate, and this usually goes hand in hand with the in-person sales, is they run cookie booths. So they do traditional booths that are set up at local businesses in your town. Your service unit booth coordinator or your service unit cookie manager in your town, they go to the businesses, they get all of the signups and a schedule. And then typically at your local leaders meeting in now or early January, they'll have a booth lottery. And it really runs like, all the troops get their names put in a hat. They randomly pull a troop. You get to go up and pick a booth. And they just keep running through the process until everybody's done. Another thing that we started last year was cookie pop-up booths, or also called lemonade stands, where the girl sets up at her house. So she gets some cookies from her troop leader, and she sets up a little lemonade stand on her property. It can, we ask that you follow safe guidelines, not right on the street, that there's an adult present. And you're just really, this is their way to sell to their local neighbors, just like they would do if they were doing a lemonade stand. Last year, they were super popular, and, we're continuing this this year. There's
I have
also
a question. Is it
Yeah.
too late for the girls to order their cookies up front? We missed that.
If you get it to me tonight, I can get it in.
Okay, no.
We are submitting our order.
It won't be tonight. Okay, so we missed that.
I
that
mean,
part.
if
Okay.
you think you can get it to me tonight, we're submitting our order at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So
Okay.
once that's submitted, it's locked in. I can't change it. But
Okay.
if you can email me your troop number and how many cases you think you want, I can get it in tonight. But yeah, tomorrow morning, first thing, I'm working with the baker to submit it. And then if you don't want to rush it, we'll I don't think we're going to get into detail tonight, but we will talk about planned orders. I'm either going to do a recorded webinar, or I'll do another live one. I was going to kind of poll you guys at the end to see what you preferred. But we'll talk about planned orders. You'll be able to order cookies to have them starting January 19th or 20th. So you won't be able, if you miss the initial cutoff and you don't get me an order tonight, you will have to wait until Thursday the 19th or Friday the 20th to pick them up. Unfortunately, we aren't able to have trucks running that first weekend.
I'm sorry. One more question. So if the girls have taking their orders on their order form, do they wait until the end of the 3 weeks or 4 weeks? Or someone said it's rotating, you should submit them every week?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. You can create a schedule. You can say the orders for you to pick up the following week. So if you want to order for the 19th or 20th to pick up, you have to submit that order by the 12th. So by January 12th, it cuts off on the Thursday prior at 11:59. So you can kind of say, hey, if you need something, I need your orders by Wednesday or Thursday morning, just to give yourself time to place it. And then next week, Thursday or Friday, depending on your location, you'll pick up the cookies. You can say every 2 weeks. It's up to you. I recommend the biggest bang is the beginning of the sale. Usually by mid-February, troops are winding down. Mid to late February, they're winding down, they're done. So I recommend that troops try to get their orders in every week, get it done, and then, kind of give a wrap-up date.
Okay, I'm sorry, I have lots of questions. So the sales can't begin until January 12th, but January
Yes.
12th, you have to have your order in for the next week. So how do you do that? All the girls?
So you can because we're a direct sale, you can ask we'll talk about a parent meeting, but you can, the girls, you want them to set a goal. Obviously, some of them are little, so they're going to come back and be like, I'm going to sell 1,000 cookies. Well, unless the parent is like gung-ho on it, we allow you to give girls up to $200 worth of cookies, as long as you have a permission slip signed and have, other information. You can give them, so that's like the equivalent of like 36 boxes. That's about 36 boxes of cookies. Some troops give out more. If you give out more than $200 worth of cookies, that's a risk you're taking, because again, we as a council will only cover you up to $200. But you can say, you can give an assortment out to your parents to say, okay, here's some cookies to start with, or if you can ask them, how many do you want to start with? Do you want a case of Thin Mints. You know, you have to pick up cookies in cases. So, but once you pick them up, you can give out individual boxes to your girls, obviously. But you really have to talk this has to really be a conversation with the parents, and you need to ask them, because you can't return cookies to council. You can transfer them to other troops. But, you know, we always suggest starting off more on the smaller scale, so they have something small to start with, and then tell them starting the 12th, you can start, also use what you have, but you can also take orders. And then by that following Wednesday, the 18th, because you know your parents well, you might want to build in a day to say, okay guys, on the 18th I need your orders for me to pick up next week. And then by that 19th you would order for pickup the next week, and then you can kind of have an idea of how many cookies you think they need, and you can put your orders together. So, we're going to talk more. I'm going to set up again some extra trainings on like the order process and things like that in early January. But yeah, it really has to be open communication with your families.
Right. It's kind of hard, to be honest with you, because this is our first year selling, the first year. So, I mean, if girls or their families really can't get orders from people, it's hard for them to know who's going to buy cookies. So we're kind of like
Mhm.
taking a guess.
Yeah. And, and again,
Nobody
you can
really
start.
knows.
Yeah, you can start with ordering, just like depending on how many girls you have, like 2 or 3 cases of each variety. Again, early in the sale, they're going to go. If you're finding like, oh, I really can't get rid of these, somebody in your service unit will want them, and you can transfer them to, or if you're doing a booth sale, your service unit cookie booth coordinator, they'll know like the locations. They're usually 2-hour time slots. But they usually have a really good idea of how many, an average of how many cookies sell at those locations. So they might recommend to you like, okay, are you signing up for a booth sale? You definitely want to have, at least a couple cases of everything for these booth sales too. And then if you run out, you run out. But, your local coordinators, they're really great at giving you the local information, especially when it comes to booth sales, because they know their locations best. And especially the younger kids, the younger Daisy's Brownies, they almost always like sell out at their booth sales. People tend to buy more from the younger ones than the older ones. Okay, so I'm gonna just keep going, and then let's see. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold still. You can also do digital cookie, which is completely online. So this is if you're nervous about getting cookies, in person, going to the trucks, collecting cash. What you can do is completely do an online sale. So that would be like the direct ship only. And in this sense, and we have instructions that we send out, you basically let your girls know that you can send your sales link out and your direct ship sales link out, so that any customers who want to buy cookies from them will buy cookies. They'll pay for the cookies online, they'll pay for shipping, and then the customer gets the baker sends the cookies directly to those customers. So you don't have to get any cookies, you don't have to collect any cash. All of the orders automatically populate into the Smart Cookies system. And then at the end of the program, you would get a refund from us for your troop proceeds. So all of the orders the girls would get credit for, it would go towards their rewards. You would get your troop proceeds for them. But the trick is letting if you want to go that route, and I can show you, there's a Smart Cookies training in January, which I'll let you know about. We show you specifically how to tell the families when you send your e-cards out, which is what Smart Cookies calls emails. You want to click the direct shipped link only. So that way they will only get the option to purchase the cookies online, pay for shipping, and then you don't even have to touch anything. So
the customer pays for shipping.
Yes. Yep. And there's another slide that I'll talk about shipping. So that's a way you can do it and not even have to get one in-person box of cookies. You can do a completely online program. Then there's also Cookie Share, which is a great tool. That's especially good when you are doing it online, when girls are sending their links. Cookie Share this year, we're going to have some new flyers, but previously we always did our donation site was the Joint Bases, Fort Dix, McGuire, and Lakehurst, and the Coast Guard. We've been doing that for over 10 years, so we decided to put that on pause this year, and we're actually going to be donating all of the Cookie Share cookies on behalf of the Girl Scouts to various regional hospitals, food banks. So we have new Cookie Share flyers coming out in the next few weeks, which I'll share. But essentially, if a customer doesn't want cookies for themselves, they can purchase a box of cookies for the Cookie Share program. What happens is it's virtual. So they pay for the cookies. You keep track of it in the Smart Cookie system. And then at the very end of the sale, it usually ends up about 3,000 cases of cookies. Our council donates them on behalf of everybody. When you're sending the direct ship link, if a customer selects the Cookie Share, like there's a prompt that'll come up and say you can donate cookies. They do not pay for shipping if they select Cookie Share. I believe there's like a $1.50 credit card transaction fee with that, and that all is very transparent online. But if they do select, if you do have family who says, I don't need any cookies, you can say, okay, well, you can purchase, here's the link, you can do the Cookie Share cookies, and it's going to go towards these hospitals and food banks like our hometown heroes. So more details on that. The new flyers in the works right now. Hopefully we'll have it in another week or so. Just an overview about our cookies. So this can get a little confusing too. Like I mentioned earlier, we have 111 Girl Scout councils in the country. There are 2 bakers who bake cookies. There's ABC Bakers, and then there's Little Brownie Bakers. So if you ever follow, GS USA's Facebook or things like that, sometimes you may hear people say, we're Little Brownie Bakers. So their Little Brownie is the baker where you'll see the names like Tagalong, Samoa. They're the same cookies, but the menu, it's a tiny bit different. The recipe's a tiny bit different, but those are Little Brownie Bakers. So again, we're one of 4 New Jersey councils, and we are the only council in New Jersey who sells ABC Baker cookies. The other 3 councils, Jersey Shore, Northern New Jersey, and Heart of New Jersey, all sell Little Brownie. So that's a difference too. So I just kind of like to go over a little bit about the cookies so you can understand the difference. Most of the customers, they might come up to you and say, I'm looking for the Samoa. That's our Caramel Delight. Or I'm looking for our Tagalong. That's our Peanut Butter Patty. The boxes all match, just the names look different. So they're going to know it's the red box if they're looking for the Tagalong. If they're looking for the Samoa, which is the Caramel Delight, it's the purple box. So all the colors are the same, but some of those names are trademarked, so that's why they're different. So these are ABC's cookies. Again, you can see up on the left, we have the Caramel Delight, Peanut Butter Sandwich, Thin Mint, Peanut Butter Patty. So new this year is the Trefoil. It's the exact same cookie. We just always called it shortbread. GSUSA worked out an agreement with ABC to change the name to Trefoils. So Trefoils is the name for the Little Brownie shortbread, but it's just something that GSUSA is working on, and I'll show you another slide about that. The new online only cookie, Raspberry Rally, Adventurefuls, Lemonades, Toastier, and Caramel chocolate chip is our gluten-free. Lemonade is our ABC council own, ABC Baker own cookie. So the Little Brownie Bakers do not have lemonades. They have, I want to say maybe Lemon Up. I forget. They have a different, it was Savannah Smile a few years back, but they have a different lemon cookie. So people who are looking for our lemonades will purposely come to our council to get them because they cannot get them at any of the Little Brownie council cookies. The little brownie gluten-free is also the Toffee-tastic. So if you have somebody who says, oh, I'm looking for Toffee-tastic, that's not our cookie. That's a little brownie cookie. You can just kind of let them know, oh, you know what, maybe go to Jersey Shore, check on their website, or Northern New Jersey or Heart of New Jersey. They have the Toffee-tastic. Sometimes customers will come to you and say, oh, these boxes have gotten smaller. ABC Cookies has not changed their net weight or their cookie count in nearly a decade. So this is something that we share online as well, and I'll show you where a lot of our resources are for you to go to. It's good to know because you know how people can be and customers can be, and the more information you have at your fingertips, the better. But maybe the box might have changed a shape, or they try to recalculate things so that they can fit them better in cases or less breakage. But ABC has not changed their weight or cookie count in nearly 10 years. So just as an FYI for you to have as a little bit of reference for that. And it also tells you the number of cookies, because some people will ask too, how many cookies is in that box? So these are our vegan cookies. You will get that a lot. People will ask you, do you have vegan cookies? And essentially all but the gluten-free, the 5, they have that kind of like a chocolate, like overlay. So the Thin Mint, the, raspberry rally, the peanut butter patty, those 3 have that chocolate cover. That's vegan. The lemonade on the opposite side of that shortbread is the lemon kind of icing, completely vegan. And the same with the Toastier. The other side of that Toastier, that toast looking cookie, the other side of that is kind of like a icing, that's vegan. And then the gluten-free caramel chocolate chip is also vegan. So you will be surprised. People do ask if you have vegan cookies, and they are certified vegan, and the information is on the boxes, as well as there's a link to the allergen guide and things like that. Briefly, this is what I touched upon. Our shortbread, for the longest time, our blue shortbread was shortbread. Now it is trefoil. So exact same box, exact same count, same exact cookie, has not changed. We're just calling it trefoil. Just a unified name change, something that GSUSA is working on with both bakers to do as maybe patents come up and things like that. Same great cookie. And we've been sharing a lot of that on social media, so our customers are kind of aware as well. This is the new cookie. This is the first time ever GSUSA is doing a online only pilot. So this is all 111 councils. Both bakers will have this cookie. And the idea came from, COVID happening and the expansion of online selling through the roof. They thought this could be a cool pilot to see how it works. We do have 9 varieties coming out at the initial order. You can reorder 8 of them. So you cannot reorder the gluten-free caramel chocolate chip. But I do have to say we have extra. So, and in my email, I'll put that too. If you are participating with On Hand Cookies and you would like a case or 2 of gluten-free caramel chocolate chip cookies, let me know. I'll include that in the follow-up email. I can put you down on the list to get you some of them. But in an effort to maybe, we work with delivery agents who move furniture. Spacing is really hard. We're also asking our volunteers to pick up 8 different varieties. So they thought that the folks at GSUSA, this was not a council decision, thought, well, let's try an online only cookie and see how it goes. This is one less variety that troops have to pick up at a truck or warehouse. You don't have to worry about inventory for a 9th cookie or a 10th cookie if you have gluten-free. And, I think in addition, the idea is we're also teaching girls this new online business. Yes, they have their social link, but this is a new thing. There's many retailers that are completely online now. You can only get it if you purchase it online. So it's kind of like this new expansion of the online world. And then also their thinking is, if this is really great, if customers like this, if volunteers like this could be a way that we could bring back older cookies. So if you are knowledgeable of ABC Bakers, we have our lemonade. We used to have our Thanks a Lot. So that was half shortbread, half chocolate. That cookie went away when we added the Toast Yay, because the system is only designed to track 8 cookies. So without adding a whole lot of money to a new system, we had to get rid of a cookie. And they've always agreed both bakers would just keep 8 cookies on hand. So people were very upset that the Thanks a Lot went away, and there's some old favorites too. I know there was one called Animal Treasures. There's definitely, if you've been in the Girl Scout world, as kids or younger adults, there's been many cookies that were super popular, but they replaced with a new one because they had to replace one to get a new one out there. So the thinking is, if this works, if this pilot is successful, this could be a way that Girl Scouts and the bakers could bring back some old favorites without having to add lots of extra pickup. So if you've done our fall program, we have 16 nut candy items on our order card. And then when you go to the online store, there's probably 30 more. So that's kind of what their thinking is here. Maybe we build an online store that brings back some old cookie favorites, and then it's taking the load off of the delivery agents, it's taking the load off the volunteers, less inventory for them to manage. If customers want an old favorite, they can purchase it online and it would get shipped directly to them. So this is similar. When a customer purchases this, they pay for it online, they pay for the shipping, and this comes directly to the customer from the baker. So you will never touch these cookies unless you order them to try them for yourself. I do have to say, with it being a pilot, I'm going to send out some new resources that GSUSA and the baker has created. It's really just meant to be a friends and family. Like, we are not asking you to just push this cookie, spread the word. It's going to be out there. It's going to be in the media. If a customer asks, you can say, hey, here's our Troop link. Go right ahead and you can order it online. We have an FAQ for the girls that has easy language for them and for adults and parents to answer a question if people ask, why is this online? And then the girls, if they share their ship link as well, customers can order it right from the girls. It goes right to the customer and it automatically populates in their Smart Cookies account. So they get credit towards their girl rewards. You get credit towards your Troop rewards and your Troop proceeds. We have a few councils that have started their cookie program already. And I just found this out today. ABC was kind of thinking this would be about 12% of the mix. Most new cookies usually sell at about 12% of the overall mix. And right now it's at 22%. So customers are interested, customers are trying it out. People who typically love a new Girl Scout cookie. So we'll get a lot of the GSUSA press when that comes out in January. So you will get customers who might ask about this. But, some people are upset that it's online only. I totally understand. But it is a pilot. It's testing something out, trying to go with the times of being in 2022, 2023. And then also with that thinking of maybe being able to expand the cookie store down the road without burdening the volunteers with more inventory to track. This is just a little bit on the caramel chocolate chip. The recipe was revamped a little bit this year. I actually tasted it. I think it tastes even better than last year. But but it is completely allergen free this year. So that's exciting. There were many folks who were gluten free, but had a different allergy that couldn't have it. It is completely allergen free. So like I mentioned early, we do have a little bit of surplus of this cookie. And my email is here, but I will send a follow-up email to everybody after this training. So if you would like to, get a case or two, if you weren't able to order them in October, we have I can get you on the list to get you some of those cookies to try. Cookie pricing. So cookies sell the core cookies. So those are everything but the caramel chocolate chip are $5.50 a package. And the gluten-free is still at $6. We did have a price change this year from $5 to $5.50. Many councils are going to $6. You're going to see the East Coast is going to hit $6 next year. Our hopes of going to $5.50 is, with all of the inflation, we got hit with a commodity increase from the baker this year. Every ingredient that goes into making cookies, those costs went up. I mean, if you're familiar with eggs, I'm spending $6 on a carton of jumbo eggs every week. The prices just had to go up, and our council unfortunately had to do a cookie change. With that, and I'll talk a little bit about, we are still continuing to cover credit card fees. We are subsidizing shipping. And we also did increase troop proceeds. We have a troop proceeds bonus program this year. And we also revamped our cookie rewards, and put more money into our girl cookie rewards. So with that 50-cent price change, we did add a lot into that as well to give back to the troops. So we just wanted to let you know that's happening. Eastern PA is at $5. Our other New Jersey councils are at $5. I'm 99% positive those councils are all going to $6 next year. They're just waiting. Our goal is, let's hope out and not go to $6 for a little bit. So that's kind of why our board and our CEO chose to looking at what our increases were, how we can cover it and still invest in what we invest. And that's why we decided to go to $5.50. Okay. So I just want to see really quickly. Yeah, and I will save the chat. So if anything comes to me, I'll make sure I'll follow up again, because it's just me on tonight. The rest of my team is on a service unit training. So we do have a visual, like how the cookie crumbles. That is in the family guide, and I'll make sure to kind of help. But that breaks down where the each percent, like amount of money from the $5.50 goes to. That's in the family guide that troops can get. And we're going to talk about direct shipped in a moment. To do pop-up booths, there is a pop-up form, and I'll show you where that's at. You fill that out if your girls are going to do it, and you just give that to your service unit. They keep track of that. And yep, the recording will go out to everybody after tonight with some extra follow-up items as well. Okay, caught up. So the cookie program, this year's theme is Go Bright Ahead. The really fun, cute little dolphin. Sorry, I just saw something pop up. No, pop-up booths can only be done at your personal residence. If you live in an apartment or, a place that is not in a beaten path, we do have some folks who say, my sister lives here, my grandparents live here. We do allow that. It has to be your personal residence or like a close immediate family member, where you do a pop-up booth, but it's meant to be like your look where you would do a home lemonade stand. So just a few important dates. You don't have to stress to write all of these down. I'm going to send this out, these slides I will send out to you. I'll also send you the Cookie Manager Guidebook if you haven't gotten it yet. All of these dates and more are on the front page. But just a little overview, our cookie program begins January 12th. We are a direct sale, so the girls go right at it, take orders, give out cookies. The first ACH withdrawal is the last Friday of January. And we'll talk about ACH and money in a future meeting, or either that, or I know I'll talk about it at the end. I'm going to do like a recording, or we'll do a live one. We'll see what you guys want. February, the sale keeps going. The second withdrawal is Friday, February 24th. So they're spread out, gives you lots of time to sell your cookies, collect your money, hold booth sales. And their percentages, and that's all broken down and explained in the Troop Cookie Manager Guidebook. National Cookie Weekend was earlier, but it was moved to the first weekend of March. Our program does end Sunday, March 5th. So you might just see a lot of press, a lot of excitement on social media about that weekend. That's kind of like the last call weekend. Troops who still have cookies tend to do some booth sales just to kind of finish out their inventory. You'll have access in Smart Cookies for that whole week until March 11th to wrap things up. And then the final ACH withdrawal is Friday, March 24th. The rewards get shipped late April, early May. It varies. Because we're ending earlier this year, it will probably be earlier than late May, most likely late April, early May. But they come to your service unit cookie manager, they get them all, they sort them by troop, and then they let you know. They'll email you, they'll post on your service unit page, hey, everybody, rewards are ready, here are the details to come get them. And then you give them out to the girls who earn them. Oops. Again, we are covering, this is probably our third or fourth year, GSCSNJ is covering all credit card fees through Smart Cookies. So whenever you go on your Smart Cookies and the girl takes a payment with a credit card, we are covering those fees. Many councils out there do not cover those fees. They take those fees out of the troop money that's due. We do not do that. We cover those fees, and we probably spend I want to say we spend probably close to $35,000 a year covering just those credit card fees. Any fees outside of Smart Cookies, if you still have a Square card, most of you don't because you're new. We do allow Venmo as long as your Venmo is set up to your troop account. You cannot push that fee onto the customer. So, just say you are like, oh, a Venmo fee is 15 cents. You cannot tell a customer that they have to pay $5.65. But any fees that you use outside of Smart Cookies are the troop's responsibility. So we highly recommend that you take all of your credit cards through Smart Cookies. And again, there's Smart Cookies trainings that we're going to have that show you how to do that from the girl level, the troop level. You can take credit cards at booth sales. So most of your customers will have credit cards, and you want to be able to take them. You can do it through your smartphone, a tablet, as long as you have Wi-Fi, like you can have your internet, whether you log on to somebody's Wi-Fi or you use your cellular service. You just go to the Smart Cookies, you log on, and you do it through there. So it's super easy. Our credit card sales have gone through the roof in the past 3 years. And again, we're happy to cover those fees. So direct ship, like everything else in this world, the flat rate went up from $12.50 to $14.99 for every 12 packages. Our council pays 50% of that from 9 to 12 packages. So every ABC council who chooses to subsidize ship, again, there are many councils out of that 111 that do not subsidize ship. So if they don't subsidize ship, that means that the rate is $14.99, whether you buy 1 box or 12 boxes. We have been we were one of the early councils to do it. We've probably been doing it. This will be my 9th year. So I want to say this will be our 9th year doing it because we were subsidizing the year I started. So it may even be our 10th year. We probably pay over $200,000 of shipping to subsidize ship. So that is taking half of the shipping off of our customers. So when they go and they get their direct ship link to order cookies, it will pop up. It will let them know what their shipping will be. So when a customer, if they order 1 through 8 packages of cookies, shipping is $14.99. As soon as they hit 9 to 12 packages, it goes to $7.49. So that will pop up, that tells them. There's a whole chart, and the chart is on there too if they order more, because we do have customers who will order cases of cookies. It then varies, but we still subsidize part of that. It just, the shipping scale varies based on FedEx. Every year the baker, GSUSA, they try to get better rates, and they go to UPS, FedEx. We're limited, there's not a lot of carriers. Our cookies are coming from the Midwest, so they ship out for the direct ship. I want to say they ship out somewhere in the Chicago region or Sioux City. So it's expensive. They're not close by. And, they try every year to get better rates, and UPS and FedEx just don't bite. I mean, they just don't. It's a business to them. They don't care. So GSCSNJ is committed to continuing to subsidize ship. We have to go by the perimeters of ABC. ABC tells us it has to start at 9 packages. So unfortunately, even though we're committed to paying half of that shipping rate, we're limited to what those rules are, but we are subsidizing. So the goal is, if you're sharing it, customers will see, but let them know as soon as you hit 9 packages or to a case, and it can be any, you can mix and match. You can buy nine different kinds. Your shipping will go to $7.49. Typically, I'm just checking the thing. Typically it's about 2 weeks. We start early in January. So typically, it's about 2 weeks. Once you get into February, a lot more councils start selling. So sometimes it can go closer to 3 weeks. Last year, there was a huge ice storm, shut everything down. That was a big delay last year. I want to say early February, like nothing left that region. No packages left, no trucks could get through. They had horrible weather for a good week, and that really delayed things. But I want to say it's been pretty decent with about 2 weeks. Again, once you get into February, it could take a little bit longer just because direct ship is huge. But they were so busy. And it's not ABC. FedEx was coming twice a day. They were sending like multiple trucks twice a day for their orders. That's how huge direct ship got last year. But it was FedEx, it was just the delays in FedEx, delays in getting out of that region. And I believe this year they opened a second facility. I want to say it's still somewhat Midwest or Northwest, but they did open a second facility to handle the business of direct ship. So we're hoping it's going to be in that like 7 to 14 business days. Okay, we'll talk about booths in a little bit. Contests and incentives. So these are just things that we do at GSCSNJ to just add a little fun to the program while you're doing it. Cookie share, the girls can earn a cookie share patch if they have 12 packages of donated virtual cookie share donations. So, that's if they have a customer who says, I don't want any cookies. And they say, would you like to buy a box to donate? And they say, sure. You check off cookie share, they pay the $5.50. As soon as a girl gets 12 of those packages, she automatically earns that cookie share patch. Again, we have some new partners. We're looking at the big regional hospitals throughout our 9 council counties, some big regional food banks, some local PBA, police stations, things like that. So we're really looking at trying to do a hometown hero feel to spreading the cookies versus just sending those 2,500 cases to the Army base. And last year, as you can see, we donated 2,530 cases. So times 12 is, it's a lot. Let me just see really quickly. So that was 30,360 packages of cookies that customers purchased to donate to our cookie share. partners. And again, we'll have a new flyer, we'll have a receipt, because some people do ask for a receipt for tax purposes, and we'll upload all of that into the Rally Hood. We have some cookie bingos. So there's things that the girls can do. On the left is a Girl Scout bingo. And then there's things that the troops can do on the right. So as a troop leader, a troop cookie manager, as you do these activities, you just check off. And then there's a WooFoo link that you have to submit your bingo to and fill out. And there's lots of prizes. So for the girl level, we'll pick 25 winners. The troop level will pick 10 winners. So I love that cookie box bag that's in my trunk. It's really awesome. But we just like to do some fun games. We did the bingos for the fall program and the girls loved it. So we thought, well, let's bring it back for cookies. There's the volunteer incentive. So this is what's earned on the volunteers end. So your troop or your troop cookie manager. So there's two ways that the volunteers can earn an incentive. The first one is earning a 2 sling bags, GSCSNJ logoed sling bags. Basically, you have 80% of your girls participate in the cookie program. If you're an older troop, which nobody's on, you have to have 60%. You do these are the things that we need you to do. And we'll have a later session on wrapping up your cookie program. But these are the things that we need troops to do in the system that makes it easier for us to submit our reward order really fast. So if troops don't do these things, my team has to go through, we have close to 1,000 troops participate. So it can take us really, really long to get it done. So, you do all of these things. And then if you do these, you would qualify to earn 2 sling bags. The second option is basically doing all of those same things, but if your troop has a PGA, which is something called per girl average of 250 or higher, you would earn 2 t-shirts. So these match the girl t-shirt. PGA, your per girl average, is based on girls selling, not by how many girls are in your troop. So if you had 10 girls in your troop and all 10 were selling, you would have to have sold a total of 2,500 packages of cookies and had them each 250 assigned to those girls. If you have 15 girls in your troop and only 10 girls are participating, we only calculate the PGA off the girls participating. So we do not count that. Your PGA does not go lower because you have girls that are not participating. So some people get confused on that, and that's never the case. We would never calculate that off of girls who are not selling. So it's only the girls who are participating in your troop. Online resources, and I'm going to show you this after the presentation. There's the All Things Cookie Rally, the Cookie Hub. This is where every resource that our department has created. We have a calendar, so we post reminders, all of training videos, links, all of our print resources, guides, goal posters, everything is posted on this rally. We also, if there's some type of important message that needs to go out, we're going to post that on the message wall and we'll notify you. Sometimes we have trucks that are late, cancelizations because of weather. We post that there because we know it's going to reach everybody really fast. There's also county specific cookie swap rallies. So if you are in Mercer County, you can join the Mercer County Cookie Swap. And that's where you would go if you're looking for cookies. If you want to get rid of cookies, troops can post and then you can do local swaps to do a transfer of cookies. Again, I'm going to send this out to you so you'll have this, and I'll show you this once I end the presentation. But you definitely, if you're going to take part in cookies, you want to sign up for this rally. Everything you need to know is here. The Troop Cookie Manager Guidebook, if you haven't gotten this from your service unit cookie manager, it's on the Cookie Rally. I'll show you where you can download it. This is like the Bible of our cookie program. If you're a troop leader, troop cookie manager running the cookie program, everything you need to know at a glance is in here. The important dates, the incentives, how to place orders, guidelines, the ACH schedule, all of that stuff is going to be in this manual. social media guidelines, social media rules, things like that. Everything is in here. So you want to make sure you get this. And when I email everybody, I'll also probably attach it too, just to make your lives a little bit easier. Excuse me. ABC, also, that's our baker, has some great resources too. They have a Flickr site, so lots of fun clip art that they put up. A lot of our troops use that when they create, posters, when you're decorating for your booth, you can find really cool clip art on there. If you're having trouble in Smart Cookies, their tech support is always there. You can email them or call them. And then they also have a YouTube channel. We have many of the videos on our All Things Cookie Rally, but they have their own YouTube channel where they have uploaded lots of quick videos to show you how to do things in Smart Cookies. So if you're having trouble in Smart Cookies, lots of videos that show you how to do that. Okay, I'm just going to check the chat really quickly in 1 second. So we're working on a flyer about overpaying. Because we're at quarters, you might get a lot of people who are going to say keep the change. Excuse me, I have a little tickle. I'm gonna get a drink. Pretty much when that happens, the troop kind of notates that, like if they say, oh, here's keep the change, you just kind of keep a running total, and then you then convert those to cookie share boxes. So give me 1 second, I'm just gonna take a quick drink. So yeah, like a lot of times in booth sales, you might get a customer who's just really giving, and he might pay for 1 box and pay with a 20 and say keep the change. Some people don't even want cookies. They will just give the girls money. You cannot have a tip jar up at a cookie booth, but if somebody hands you money or tells you to keep the change, we just ask you discreetly put it in an envelope, note it on an envelope. And then what you do at the end, you count it up, add it up, and you can convert those to cookie share cookies for the virtual cookie share program, or some of our troops like to donate locally. When my daughter was in Girl Scouts, we always had a decorated box and a poster. We always donated cookies to our food bank in the town we lived in. So when people said, oh no, I don't want them, we say, would you like to donate to the local food bank? And that always got customers. They were like, oh yeah, sure. A lot of times they would say, I'll buy 1 box. And then we would, say, okay, pick a box and put it in the donation bin, or they'll say, oh, let the girls do it, and then the girls always got excited about that. But so you can convert them to virtual cookie share cookies, or you can convert them if you want to do a local food, like a local cookie drive, and then your girls can donate those to the choice that you have in your local town. So booth sales, we weren't going to get into booth sales tonight, but there is information in the cookie manual about that. The most amount of girls you can have at a booth sale is 4. So the most is 4 girls and 2 adults. The cookie booth manual has all of the social media guidelines, how you can and can't post about a cookie booth, lots of cookie booth guidelines. Your local service unit cookie booth coordinator and your local service unit cookie manager, they usually also go over those because they set up your local stores. So typically they'll let you know, okay, this store, a table's provided. This store, you need to bring a table. They'll tell you like any local requirements for those stores, where you need to be, standing, where you set up your table. So, all of those cookie booth things typically will come from your local coordinator because they have their specific ones for each store. But the general cookie booth guidelines are in the Troop Cookie Manager Guidebook. And to go over. So you cannot, troops cannot go organize their own booths. The service unit only can organize booths in the town. You can do your own lemonade stand at a house, a personal residence, or you can, if you have a immediate family member who owns a business, you can do a booth at that business without the service unit permission. However, we do ask that you let your service unit booth coordinator know, because they have the town schedule. So just for an example, say that your dad or your grandpa has a bagel shop, and he's letting your troop do a booth there. That's great. It's a family run, business. We can't tell a family owner who to have at their place, but you just want to make sure that there's not a store in that same strip mall that might be having a booth at the same time, because you don't want to hurt each other's sales. So usually when you have a family booth connection, you let your service unit cookie booth coordinator know. You say, hey, this is the business, this is the family connection, our troop will be selling here. Sometimes they may say, hey, do you think you can open that up for more troops to come? Depending on your local area, they might be struggling for locations. It's up to the owner if they would like to do that or not, and it's okay if they don't. But also you definitely need to let the service unit booth coordinator know if that business is not in your town, because they have to get the information and they will let that town's booth coordinator know. And it's just being, respectful of their setting up, respectful of the girls, because unfortunately we've had family run booths that were right next door to another booth, and like everybody lost out. Like it wasn't a good scene. So, we like to and if that's the case, then we just like to coordinate with each other to make sure that you can kind of work out some times that you're not hurting each other's sales, if that makes sense. Okay, I think I caught up on chat. So next steps, these are just a few of the things that you'll want to do if you're going to take part in the cookie program. Join our cookie hub. That's going to take you to where the All Things Cookie Rally is, all the county swap rooms, and I'll show you that when this is done, just so you can have I can give you a quick view of where things are. You want to review the Troop Cookie Manager Guidebook, and I'll send that out if you don't find it on Rallyhood before. You want to hold a family cookie meeting. So this is important, and I'm going to also show you where the level guides are, because the level guides give you really great tips on how to schedule it and what to talk about. But it's really important if you're brand new, because you want to talk to the parents and the caregivers and hear, like, what are their goals? You are working with little ones, so they don't quite get. They might see something really cool on the reward card and not understand what it entails to get to 500 cookies. So it's a conversation with the girls at this age on setting goals, but you really want to hear from the families too, because they may say, let's just dabble in it a little bit. Maybe we'll sell 85 boxes. You really want to get a good idea of what your families want to do. That will also help you with ordering your first set of cookies if you didn't place an initial order. Getting an idea, going over the rules with them, the guidelines, that's really important. A lot of troops don't do that, and then they run into issues down the road. So I'll show you those guides in a minute. You want to make sure if you have a Troop Cookie Manager, they sign the Troop Cookie Manager agreement. We have an online agreement through JotForm. They put in your email address, so you'll get a copy of that. Also on the Rallyhood, there's a paper version. And then the same thing with the girls. If the girls are going to participate, it is very important that they fill out the permission slip. The parents are signing financial agreement, because you're going to give them cookies up front if you do a direct sale. So they're signing saying that they agree to pay you for those cookies. So that takes the financial burden off of you. And if they don't pay you, that is a required piece for us to then take that 200. If you gave them up to $200 worth of cookies, we would take that off of the troop's responsibility. So you really need to make sure you have a signed permission slip. Again, when you send this jot form, parents have to put the troop leader's email address in so you get a copy, or we also have a paper version if you feel better giving them a paper version. If you haven't been entered into Smart Cookies yet, you want to make sure you get in there, you reach out to me. If you are in, go in, be familiar with the site. In early January, January 5th, we're going to do a Troop Cookie Manager training, kind of a walkthrough, but I'll probably also schedule one as well with you guys that might go a little bit slower and just focus on timely things that you need to know at that time. But it's still a good one to take too, because our ABC vendor, she'll be on that day and she's really great with explaining the platform. And then just some upcoming things. Again, this isn't like just a end all know all of this Cookie Rookie program. Part of this program was for me to do little mini trainings because it can be very overwhelming. And I'm talking to you now, but Cookies doesn't start for another month. And then, you know, another month from there, money's due. So what I really wanted to do was just try to hold kind of little mini trainings, little chances for you to jump on and have time to talk to me, ask questions, and really get into specific things as they're happening, because then they're going to be fresh in your mind. So some of those topics are the Smart Cookies platform. So that's where all of you manage all of your inventory. That's where, and I can show you too when I'm done with this slide, that's where you order cookies, you give girls credit for cookies you give them, all of your payments go through there. So everything cookie related goes through Smart Cookies. Your troop links, your girl links, that all goes through Smart Cookies. Again, if you didn't get an initial order, or if you did, but you may need more cookies, that's what we call the planned orders. So the first one would be due by January 12th. If you want cookies for the 19th or 20th. So probably early January. And I'm going to work to schedule them this week and kind of just send it all out to you. We'll have a quick meeting, 15 minutes, just so I can show you in Smart Cookies how to place a planned order, how it works, picking them up, transferring the cookies, like just so that it's there fresh in your mind when you have to do it. Again, the first ACH pull is not until the end of January. So we'll talk a little bit about collecting money. You know, you'll get receipt books. So anytime you give a parent cookies or collect money or get cookies back from them, you should always fill out a receipt book. So we'll have a little quick webinar and talk about, you know, how money works and the ACH process. You know, I'll probably combine that one with like some best practices, which really just talks about like giving out cookies, setting up a schedule to get them back from parents, to make sure parents are selling them, to collect money from parents. It's just really important for you to just set up some boundaries, some guidelines, like a schedule. You know, you don't want your parents texting and emailing you constantly every day for cookies or money. Set up a schedule and say, this is when the orders are due. If you get them to me by this date, you'll have cookies next week. This is when money is due. You do not get more cookies until you turn in the money you owe so far. Because if you give a parent $200 worth of cookies, that's 36 boxes, and they email you and say, oh, I need more cookies. And you say, okay, great, bring me the $200. And they don't do that. You should not be giving them more cookies. You know, now, if they've sold 15 boxes of those cookies, they should be prepared to give you, you know, $100. And they can say, okay, great, I can give you what I've sold so far, but I need more of Thin Mints, or I need more of peanut butter patties. You know, the parents are going to ask for specifics based on their customers, but you should definitely make it easy for yourself. Create a schedule. Money is due here, orders are due here, pick up cookies here. That way, you know, you're just not getting hounded by your parents all the time for cookies. You know, this isn't supposed to be a full-time job. You know, we will probably talk a little bit more about boost sales, you know, best practices on that, setting them up, how to work them with the girls, you know, things that you can have at your booth sale. We will have some more contests coming. We do always do a booth sale contest. So we pick a theme and then we have troops decorate their booth sale with that theme. They post pictures, and then we usually pick 5 or 6 troops who win, who, you know, do the coolest job designing their booth with that theme. And most of the time, you know, we do get some older girls, but a lot of those are the daisies and brownies. So we'll talk booth sales a little bit more. You know, we have a booth sale tally sheet, how to prepare for a booth sale, things like that. Counting your cookies prior, counting them at the end, calculating your money, all of that stuff. And then later in February, I'll do a wrap up and talk to you all about the things that you have to do in Smart Cookies to wrap up your program. Those are the things that you would need to do to earn the volunteer incentive. So, you know, it's just something you don't need to think about now. So we won't talk about that right now. And then again, like I said, I'll record all the trainings. I'll send them out if you're not able to attend. I know schedules get really hard and you have a lot going on. So, you know, if you aren't able to make it, I will absolutely send recordings out. And then the last piece is that the Cookie Rookie kits, I'm hoping to have them the beginning of January at the latest. And hopefully, maybe if not, maybe the week prior, so I can get them sorted. And then my goal is to get them out to you right away. Just check the chat. Yeah, so I'm going to show you some links right now. And again, I'm going to share, I'll send this PDF out to you by tomorrow because the recording has to convert and all that stuff. So the Cookie Rookie kits, by signing up, if you've opted into this program and filled out the opt-in form, that's where you told me how many girls you have, and you picked either a location to pick them up or you selected for them to be mailed. So Kate, if you haven't filled out that opt-in form, shoot me an email. I'm going to put my email in the chat room. And I'll reopen the form for you to fill that out. But only people who opted in on the form are going to get the Cookie Rookie kits. And then again, you're just going to be on my contact list. So throughout the season, early January, you know, late January, February, I'll do a couple more specific training sessions about some of these topics, because I don't want you to stress about things you don't have to worry about yet. So we kind of just want to focus on what you need to do first and foremost. Okay. Any questions before I show you the Rallyhood app? I think I've kind of gotten a lot in the chat, and I'll look through the chat and make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so I'm going to share. Okay. So I just want to open up, because the Rallyhood, if you're already in the Rallyhood for, you know, we've been sending this out to our new leaders. I know there's a new Daisy level rally. There's a new Brownie level rally. You definitely want to join those. Those are going to be great resources. They're managed by us at council. So they're just really great resources to go to and have. Okay, let me reshare my screen so I can show you Rallyhood. Okay, can you all see my rally? Okay, I think so. So once you're in Rallyhood, if you haven't set up your account yet and you join rallies, you'll kind of come to this page that these are all your rallies. And I have some other ones, but so the Cookie Hub is where all things cookies and the county swap rooms live. And I believe we just sent out a Cookie Hub invitation to everybody via email. But if not, the link is on that PDF I'm going to send you. So when you join the All Things Cookie Hub, you're going to see all these swap rooms. You only need to go to the one you want to join. So if you live in Mercer County and you're only going to try to swap cookies in Mercer County, you can just join Mercer County. You don't have to go into the other ones, you know, that's not necessary. But essentially how this works, and this is brand new, nothing's here yet, you'll post if you're looking for cookies or if you're trying to get rid of cookies, and I'm going to put instructions, but you'll basically do a new message. You click new message, anybody can do it. And you're going to say, hey, I'm Troop 10. I'm looking for a case of Thin Mints. Here's my email address. I'm willing to pick up in Lawrence or Princeton, and you post it. If somebody has that, they will, they'll respond to you. They'll reach out to you. If you have extra cookies, you can post those too. Hey, I'm Troop 10. This is what I have. Anybody interested? I'm willing to meet here. We used to run these on our old app, and they were very, very popular, because people were able to get rid of cookies, get cookies from their local towns and their area towns. Typically people would meet at a public location, similar to selling something online, a police station, a library, a Starbucks, and just say, are you Jenny? Whatever. And sometimes, we also recommend you try to do this in your own service unit first. So you'll have your own service unit rally, but you can reach out to your local town people first. Hey guys, I'll be at the leaders meeting Wednesday. This is what I need, or this is what I'm getting rid of. But these are just some extra options for you. So the All Things Cookie Rally is the one where everything is at. It takes a minute to load. So the message wall, myself or Gail or our niece, we may post some things here, important things. If it's really important and we want you to know, we're going to pin it to the top, and we're also going to hit notify so that you get an email that it went out. This is where if there's a truck delay, a storm cancellation, we're going to post this here. So you want to make sure that when you join this, you sign up for notifications. The calendar, this is where when we have trainings, due dates, we're going to post them in here. So when you sign up for notifications, you'll get a notification if something's coming up. You kind of get like a weekly digest as well. So it's here was our cookie rookie meeting here. We start, troop upload. So any important dates with the cookie program, we're going to put here. And if there's, a link to join, so that January right here, that January Troop Smart Cookies meeting, just in case if you were to forget, like we have the link in here too. So here's the Zoom link. So it's a great tool. Anything we'll post here. Gail has been really great. She's been starting to pull some clip art and resources, and she's been posting it in the gallery. Things like that. We've just started. So still more to come, but the two biggest important ones really is the files. So this is where any document that we created will be under. All of the cookie bingos, you see there's the folder, so you can download them right from here. And I don't know why Rallyhood it's a little slow, but it's probably because I also have a lot of tabs open. So there's the Girl Scout bingo, the troop bingo. Let's see. Any Smart Cookie training slides. So when Smart Cookies they do a lot of YouTube videos. A lot of times they'll actually do a training slide. So they do screenshots of everything, which is really good if you just want to refer back to something. Here are the family meeting guides. So this was created by GSUSA, and it's a super great resource to help you plan your cookie family meeting. And if it ever opens, there's a bunch here. So they're by levels. So if you're the Daisy, you would click on the Daisy one. And you can download the PDF. You can, print it from your computer. But I just want to show you what it looks like, because it's really a helpful tool when having your first few planning meetings. And it's age specific for like the kindergartners and first graders. I probably have way too many tabs open. That's why it's taking longer. These are also on GSUSA's. Here we go. There we go. So it just shows you it's looking funny, but it won't. But just, you know, has it how to prepare yourself, you know, things, anything to have, supplies that they might talk about, an agenda, you know, how to plan with the girls, you know, how to plan with the adults. It'll talk about some safety resources. Girlscouts.org is also a great resource. That's the link to the entrepreneurial family pin. There's some troop leader cookie resources there. They upload things as the year goes on. Usually as stuff gets uploaded, I also put it on the cookie rally. So this is just a great tool. If you're going to do it virtually, they added the virtual section to it. So, you know, great tool to help you with your first cookie meeting. And then as you go down, you'll start to see there's the Troop Cookie Manager guide is here if you don't want to wait. There's the allergen guide. I'm going to, in your cookie rookie kit, your girls are going to get a cookie rookie lanyard, and it'll have a little pricing breakdown for them. Like one box is $5.50, 2 boxes $11. There's a rally guide, a door hanger with the pricing. So just lots of stuff. Here's the family guide. It has the cookie breakdown or the cost breakdown. It has all the rewards. There's our Troop Cookie Manager guidebook. There's that cookie manager agreement if you want it. That I don't know why there's 2, but I'll double check. There's the goal chart, tech support. There's just a lot. Here's the girl permission slip, price change FAQ. This was the progression chart I was telling you about. This is just a really cool chart that shows as girls, as they're, you know, down here, daisies, all the way up to ambassador. It just shows how the girls are progressing in learning these 5 skills and things that they can do as they get older. Things you can talk with them about, things that they can start coming up with and brainstorming as they get older and start to mentally understand those things. So yeah, anything, we really try to put everything that ABC gives us, that GSUSA creates. Links is the next one. This is just any link to an electronic website. So this link will take you to the Smart Cookies YouTube site. This is the jot form to the cookie manager, the jot form to the girl permission slip. This will take you to the GSUSA, talks about the cookie badges and pins, the link to the council Flickr account for the ABC Bakers where they put a lot of clip art. So yeah, so lots of links here. So very user-friendly, very easy to get to and understand. Let's see if I have any questions. Opting in is filling out the Google form that I shared. Yep, that your SUMs would have shared with you about the program. So if you filled out that Google form, told me how many girls you had and picked a location or a mailing address, then you're done. If you didn't get that form and you need one, shoot me an email and I'll reopen the form and send you the link so you can fill that out. That way I know how many girls are in your troop. Thank you guys for joining. I'm glad you're liking the training so far. Permission form, so you can forward them, the parents, the jot form. When they get the jot form, they have to put a troop leader's email address in there, so you get a copy. If they don't know your email address and they put their own, you're not going to get a copy. But you can reach out to me to see if they filled it out, or you can just print the physical paper one and have them give it to you in person. Totally up to you to decide what you prefer. So girls have been starting to get uploaded to Smart Cookies last Friday. So if your troop is in Smart Cookies, your girls should be in there too. So you definitely want to let them know, hey, look for your link. If you need me to resend a link to your girls, let me know. I can re-trigger the links. If you're not in Smart Cookies yet, let me know too. I can get you added. And then every Friday we do uploads. So then we'll have Gail, you know, once we add your troop, Gail will add your girls. You definitely want to get the girls in there, have their parents start their account, get their username. They can set their goal. They can put in like their t-shirt sizes. So Carolyn, you said you need the form. If you mean the Google form, just email me. I'm going to put my email in the chat again and just say you need to fill out the opt-in Google form, and I'll send that to you. And I just put my email in the chat. Okay. So, that's it for today. Again, this was really, I just really wanted to kind of be like a welcome overview to the program, kind of talk a little bit about cookies and ways to participate. If you have additional questions, or you want to email me, if you want a phone call, you know, you want to talk through some things, or Zoom, I'm happy to, you know, meet with you outside of this as well, in between. I'm going to send out the recording, and to everybody who opted in, I'll send the recording out. I'll send the slides on as a PDF. I'll probably attach the Cookie Manager guidebook, and I'm hoping to kind of pre-schedule those upcoming trainings, so you'll have those as well. So I'm going to send all that out to you probably by tomorrow or Saturday. I'm sorry, Friday or Saturday. We have to submit our initial order tomorrow, so I am in nonstop meetings tomorrow with everybody wanting to get that submitted with the baker and then with our executive team. But yeah, you'll definitely get the email from me by Saturday. Let's see. But yeah, again, feel free to reach out to me. Any questions at all, any specific concerns you might have, I'm happy to talk with it a little bit further on how to participate, what's best. But again, it's really important to just remember it's what's best for you. There's been troops who've been doing this a long time, and I got a lot to plug in. You know, they're gonna be all gung-ho and crazy, but you really just need to talk to your parents, see how they want to participate, you know, get an idea of how many cookies that the girls and the parents want to sell, and then really think of what it's best. It can just be a quick few weeks. You can do it for a few weeks, let the girls have a little fun, and then wrap it up. You don't have to wait until March 5th to wrap it up. You can absolutely stop selling earlier. You can do a last call with your troops. Hey, this is what I need. You know, you run the show as troop leaders and cookie managers, especially as a new troop. You run the show, and that's why it's really important for you to set boundaries and a schedule, because if not, these parents are going to text you and call you and want cookies every day of the week, a million times, and you got to set it up what works best for you. You know, this is when orders are due. This is when money's due. No money, no more cookies, you know, and I'm happy to talk through this with you. Just a little background on myself. I started as a volunteer. I started as a parent, a troop leader in 2004 when my daughter was in kindergarten. I did her cookie troop cookie manager. I then volunteered on the service unit level as the service unit cookie manager. I just loved working, you know, being a volunteer. I was part of Heart of New Jersey at the time, the old Rolling Hills Council. And so we were an order taking sale. So I've been there, done that. And we were with ABC Cookies. Then we were with Little Brownie. I eventually got a job with Girl Scouts, and then with that council in membership. And then I came to this council in 2014. So this January will be my 9th year in the product program department. So I've done it all. I've been that cookie manager on the troop level, the service unit level. I've done an order taking sale. I've done a direct sale. And then I've been in the manager role for 5 years now. So, you know, I'm familiar with how troops work, from daisies to ambassadors. So you can get a lot of feedback from people, but ultimately it's for you to decide to participate in a way that's best for your troop. If you want to try it out, but you don't want to have to get cookies and you don't want to have to collect money, we can talk about how to do an online only sale this year. Totally up to you. You decide, you do what's best for your troop dynamic, because every troop's different. So that's that. Oh yeah, question? Mute it.
So I'm gonna try and figure out how to sign the troop onto Smart Cookies. But does each girl still have to sign herself? I mean, her parent has to sign her onto Smart Cookies?
Yes, so if you haven't been at it yet, like when we update add the troop leader, troop cookie manager gets added, you would have gotten a link to set up your troop account. So if you haven't been at it yet, you let me know. I can look into it. Sometimes the links are in like La La Land and I just have to send you the link to get in. Then what happens is once your troop's in there on Friday, Gail will do another girl upload. So any girls who are registered to your troop will get added to Smart Cookies. Their family, whoever their parent guardian email address is in their registration account, will get the email. Then they set up their girl account, and it's basically just like confirming the girl information, adding a t-shirt size, setting a goal. They can't do really anything in it until January 12th. They can get it set up, but it doesn't kick off until January 12th. So, yeah.
Okay, I think we might be in it. I mean, I think I got an email from Smart Cookies. I didn't really understand what it said. I think my parents also got that. They
Okay.
didn't understand what it said. They
It's
were
just setting up. Yeah, it's just
afraid of
registering
it.
your account.
So, okay, so I'll have to tell them, and maybe if they can't find it, I can ask you to reset.
Email me your troop number and I can re-trigger the links to get emailed. Sometimes, I feel like AOL is a hard one, and Comcast, sometimes the links go to like spam or they just don't get there. I can always copy their actual link. If you have a parent or you are really struggling, it's just not coming through on email, I can then copy and put their actual link in the email, and then they just click on that and it'll go right to their account. So it's just getting them in and they can kind of see the layout, before the sale starts. And actually, you know what, I'll show you really quickly too in Smart Cookies. What is helpful. You guys should all be able to see that. But even if you're not logged into Smart Cookies and you go to resources, you'll see some stuff right here. It's the link to the digital art. There's the allergen flyer, the lineup sheet. But when you go to safety and training, if you click on Smart Cookies training, and it's going to take a minute because my screen, it takes a second to kind of load.
Okay.
Right here is a girl registration video. So this, I don't know if it'll share, and you may not hear because it's weird.
Welcome to ABC Baker's YouTube.
But this will show you exactly kind of what the girl sees
Information related
Okay.
and how to complete their registration. And this is literally like a 5-minute video, but you can download the PowerPoint and let your parents know too. There's this is navigating the girl dashboard. This will show you what the parents see when they set up the girl account. This is your registration. This is what you see, the volunteer registration when you set up your troop account. So if you just go either to Rallyhood or to Smart Cookies training, there's lots of, and more load up. I don't know, it takes a minute to load, but you'll see this will kind of help with the parents if they have a question about what they're doing when they're registering their account and what you're doing. It's right there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? The email, yeah, will say no reply at like ABC Smart Cookies. It's the way it's set up to come out. Yep. Okay.